One of the frustrating things about playing cassette tapes during the 1980s is that they would occasionally get tangled up in the tape deck. Usually the tape itself would be pulled out and need rewinding back into the cassette. This is where many of us used a pencil to wind the gears to get the tape back inside the cassette. There was once a time where road maps were handed out at gas stations for free. This was before GPS and the introduction of Google Maps, so these paper maps would need to be consulted to find out where to go. You might also remember the road atlas that many people kept in the glove compartment. This book had maps from every state and was the ultimate road trip accessory. After the internet changed the way we navigated, MapQuest printouts could be used to give us turn-by-turn instructions. Pizza Hut used to embody the nostalgia that many of us have for the 1980s. The stained glass chandeliers, the checkered tablecloths, and the pizza buffet were among some of our favorites. But another big deal was the Book It program they offered. This was motivation to hit your reading goals for the month and entitled you to a free personal pan pizza for your efforts. Ad campaigns are often very memorable for kids because they were glued to the TV watching Saturday morning cartoons. Do you remember these advertising campaigns from the past? How many of you drank Kool-Aid by the pitcher? Most households had a designated Kool-Aid pitcher that was already stained from past use. This was most likely where kids got their energy from, with loads of sugar mixed into the fruity goodness that made Kool-Aid special. Although we still use Tupperware today, it became a nationwide obsession when housewives began to throw Tupperware parties during the 1950s, 1960s, and 1970s. This was the only way to get your hands on a set of reusable storage containers, so many moms saw Tupperware as a way to start their own business. Tupperware parties became social events, held right in your living room with refreshments and snacks. It was the ultimate grassroots approach, and it made Tupperware a household name. Sundays used to be a special day in many households. This was the day that Dad would read the Sunday paper with breakfast, and then everyone would get dressed in their best clothes and head out to church as a family. Following church, there would be a get-together with your extended family at the grandparents' house, and the afternoon would be spent playing with cousins before a nice meal as an entire family. It was basically a family reunion that occurred once a week. Did you ever record songs from the radio onto a cassette tape? These mixtapes would be made by waiting patiently for that one song to air, and you would mash down the play and record buttons at the same time to begin the recording. Although it took a while to get all of your favorite songs together, you could then listen to it over and over again until the cassette tape was eaten by your Walkman. Wax candies used to be a favorite of kids. The colorful wax bottle candy was food grade, which meant you could bite off the lid, drink the fruity juice inside, and then chew on the wax bottle like gum. If wax bottles weren't your thing, then maybe you favored candy cigarettes. These chalky sticks made you feel like you were just like Dad, puffing on a Marlboro. With packaging that resembled actual cigarette boxes of the day, candy cigarettes were one of those things that made you feel all grown up. Many of us will never forget our favorite toy growing up. Do you happen to remember some of these? If you remember back to your childhood home, do you recall seeing these shadow portraits or silhouettes decorating the wall? Usually they were of a younger version of your parents or of a close relative, but the profile silhouettes were certainly a popular way to capture the past. How many of us had moms that would schedule an appointment at the Olin Mills studio to have pictures made that looked like this? These shadowy floating head pictures were super popular during the 1980s, so many of us might still have copies of them in a box in the attic or in an old photo album. Christmas time meant that the classic Rankin and Bass specials would be airing. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is perhaps the best loved, but Santa Claus is Coming to Town and Frosty the Snowman were right up there too. These were an annual tradition in my house, along with many other Christmas movies and specials. There was something special about waiting for them to air, and your entire family gathering around the TV to watch. If you have recognized any of these things, then you are lucky to have grown up during a very special time. But unfortunately, it also means that you have gotten old, and all of these things are distant memories. If you enjoyed this video, click on this playlist to watch even more. And as always, thank you so much for watching.